Good evening. This is the meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals for the town of Newcastle. Today is June 24th, 2020. First item on our agenda is an extension. Do you have that, Tony?
I do. Oh, you're waiting for me. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's
Yeah, we
okay.
have an extension request from 93 DeVoe Road, Epstein. They're requesting a 12-month extension, which is longer than our usual 6-month extension because of the conditions with the virus and the difficulty in getting their job started. And if we grant them the 12-month extension, would allow them to start in late spring of 2021. And hopefully they'll be able to be better prepared and equipped to deal with the contractor and the work that needs to be done. My opinion is, due to these extenuating circumstances, we should grant the 12-month extension.
I agree.
I guess second from Harvey. Jackie, would you call the roll? And
Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
I say yes.
Anthony Giardina,
I say yes also.
Harvey Bonaparte,
Yes.
Howard Dubs,
Yes.
Michael Nolan.
Yes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is Albano. I see Mr. Napoli's there, but his microphone is muted. We can't hear you.
Harry, do you have to unmute?
I'm here now.
There you go. Okay.
He's unmuted.
You're up, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Mr. Albano purchased a house, 200 South Bedford Road, and it had no CO. It had some violations on it, and what we're about to do is sort of try to bring it into compliance, as well as make a few changes to the interior to bring it from a 1950s house up to a 2020 house. I think you might have the zoning request floor plan and site plan in front of you. I could share screen, I think. Well, that's not it.
If you go to the bottom of the screen where there's a green button in the center, share screen.
Yep.
And it should ask you to select the window you want to show.
There we go. I believe this is it. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I will share screen and I will open the drawing. Yes?
Okay.
There it is. Okay.
Yes, good.
There we go.
Thank you for waiting. Thank you. There's two things that we're doing. Number one, we're asking for a 5-foot front yard variance. This is South Bedford Road. And you can see in the aerial, here's the house, here's South Bedford Road. This is running north, this is running south. His backyard neighbor is the temple. And further down the street is another single family house. Directly across the street are the I think Apple Hill condominium or condominium complex across the street. What was unique about this particular property is that there is a very, very steep driveway going all the way up. It must go up around 30 or 40 feet to the top of the site. Now, what I've shown here in the floor plan is the changes we're making to the floor plan, which had a garage and a kitchen. What we're doing is adding a laundry room and a mud room in what was the garage and asking for a variance to move the garage door out 4 feet. And here's the picture of it. This is all existing house. This end of the house had a garage and a kitchen. What we're doing is moving the garage door this far out. Right now, it lines up. Let's see if I have a, well, anyway, I think you get the idea that the variance request is for this area towards the front yard setback. And it gives us an extended garage. It doesn't change the height, it just adds, let me show one other thing. This would be nice to open up. Can you see this picture?
If it's on a different application, you might have to exit your share and then open it in a new window.
Well, I don't know how to do that, but you are screen sharing. Stop share. And then
restart the share, but make sure you click on the window that has what you want
yeah,
to show
I
us.
think I got that. Thank you for the advice. There it is. That is what's on the end of the house right now. It's a portion of the garage. It has a portion of a roof that covers a screened-in porch. And it's kind of a 3 or 4 different roof lines that we're going to try to clean up. Now let me just go back if you don't mind. Stop sharing and screen share again. And there you go. So what we're doing at the end of that house where you saw all of those jumbled up roofs, we're extending the main roof and we're adding a dormer and a dormer, and that becomes the shape of the new garage. And of course, the variance is from here to here, 4 feet. And there's the picture of it.
Chuck, I have a question about the lack of a CO. What is can you give us a little detail about that? And is the variance that you're seeking going to be dependent on that? Or how are you going to address that problem?
No, back in the 50s, they just didn't have a CO. They just built it and they didn't pay much attention to any of that. Whatever we're doing here, is you say no, it's not going to affect what we're going to end up doing anyway. We are making application to the building department to pick up all of the necessary things to make it code compliant, which means inspecting the bathrooms, inspecting the heating, and making sure all the electrical is working. This is simply a design feature that we're trying to admit, we're including this laundry room and what was the garage. It's simply a design feature. Nothing you say or do for or against is going to change the fact that we're going back and getting a CO for whatever's there.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, and from a legal standpoint, is should you be getting the CO before you have come to us, or, and that I think our counsel could help us with that. Does it make a difference that you're doing that that you want a variance without having a CO, or do we need to give you
Actually,
a contingency on that case if we decide to grant? How does that work?
Anthony, what we did is we have a building permit application pending for bringing everything up into compliance, including this addition. It's a pending building permit application. We're waiting for your determination as to whether we go ahead with the building permit. In the end, we'll have a building permit and a legal conforming structure.
I see. So we could, whether or not we grant, you still have to go through the building permit process to get a CO for the house. And I think that if we do grant, it's not going to adversely affect you or the neighborhood or anybody else. I just want to be sure we're doing it in the right time frame, that we're doing it in the correct order.
Yeah, I don't have any concerns about the variance being granted without the C of O there. I'm assuming with the building permit application that's been submitted, he was directed by the building inspector to obtain a variance from this board before he could get his C of O based on the plans that have been submitted. So as long as Tom is okay with the order, I have no problem with it.
Oh, good. Okay, so it doesn't, we can, if we should decide to grant, it would be in the right sequence. It's not a problem then. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Tom, are you okay with the order that they're proceeding in at this point, or?
I requested the order.
Right.
Harry, is there anyone in the queue who wishes to speak to this application?
There is no one attending from the public currently, and nothing on YouTube.
Okay. So let the record show that there's no one who wishes to speak to this application other than the applicant themselves. Anything else from the board?
I think it makes sense. It's a minor variance. And it's either he takes his laundry out and has it done somewhere else, or we give him the variance and he can also get a shorter car, you know. No, I think it's fine.
Okay. I make a motion that we close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Jackie, would you call the roll?
Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
I guess I'm sorry.
Need a resolution.
We don't need to do that yet. I'm sorry. I'll make a motion.
Yeah, you should have, Mr. Chairman, you should have a motion to close the public hearing first, and then you would vote on that, and then you could, then you would vote on the resolution to approve or deny the variance. So.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jackie, I cut you off.
okay. Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
Yes.
Anthony Giardina,
Aye.
Harvey Bonaparte,
Yes.
Howard Dubs,
Aye.
Michael Nolan.
Yes.
I'll make a motion. I move that the Albano application for a 5-foot front yard variance for the construction or the extension of a garage be approved for the following reasons. There will be no undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood. The benefit cannot be sought through other reasonable means. The variance is not substantial. There will be no adverse impact on the physical environment. Though self-created, this will allow the homeowner to further enjoy their residence. You will have 6 months to start, 1 year to complete.
Is that going to be enough under these circumstances? So maybe we can avoid an extension.
You have an opinion, Eric, as to should we?
I have no problem with if the applicant is requesting to next spring to begin the project. That's I think that's an appropriate adjustment that the board is making given the circumstances presented, but it's up to the applicant when they believe they'll be able to start and get finished. So
I do believe we could start relatively soon because it's minor work, but I'll take the extension because you just never know.
So you saying you could start within 6 months, but you might need 18 months to complete the project?
That will be fine.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so be it.
I'll second.
All right.
We're going to give a start time or anything? Oh, you just did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, he can start within
Survey, please.
6 months, Tony.
Yeah.
We're ready to start the minute we get a building permit from the department.
Okay.
Tom,
Will
are
we
you-
need a survey on the garage extension?
Yes, please.
Definitely front yard set. We'll stake that corner.
So we'll need an as-built survey or a survey before you start framing.
No, I'd like a foundation.
Foundation and a survey.
Okay,
Thank you, Tony. Foundation, so the,
foundation survey.
we waited and then it was wrong, so we'll take the foundation survey right away.
Good.
Okay.
Are you ready for the vote?
I need a second first.
I'll second.
Yes, Jackie.
Okay, Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
Approve?
Anthony Giardina,
Approve.
Harvey Bonaparte,
Approved.
Howard Dubs,
Approve.
and Michael Nolan.
Approved.
Okay, thank you. You have your variance.
Thank you all. Be well. See you, Tony.
Good night.
Take care, Chuck.
Take care, Chuck.
Next on the agenda is Brolin.
Hi, Sid Schloman here on behalf of the Brolins. You want me to share my screen or you have it there?
You see,
Share your screen.
Okay, see it?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, this is for a rear addition, a 1 and 2 story addition, meaning the first story is jutting out a bit further into the rear yard than the second story. And the variance is required because mainly the house is not parallel to the side lot line. So you can see here where 30 feet is required. 35 feet is required. We will fall out. The addition is parallel to the existing house, and we're doing that to maintain. We're enlarging the dining room on that side, so we just want a clean line. And so we'll be at 28 and change feet. So a 6 foot 9 foot variance, 6 foot 8 foot variance for the side yard. You can see here on the plans, basically the new part is just to align with the existing walls, so it's a straight line. We're basically enlarging the kitchen, dining room, and mudroom. And then on the second floor, we have a partial addition above the same structure that doesn't go back as far to enlarge the master bathroom and bedroom. And you can kind of see here are some elevations that show the side yard here, and this might help. The bottom rendering here, you can see basically we're just aligning straight back. So the variance, you know, is kind of minimal. You can see, let me just share another screen. This is the aerial that just shows the lot. So the house is very one-sided to the side lot line, and there's ample screening on that side, so it's really not affecting much, and it just helps with the aesthetics of the house as well as with the aligning and the function of the house. Let me go back to that here.
So just for clarity, is it the dining room that is actually intruding further into the side yard?
Yes, the dining room.
Okay.
And you can see here's the plan. So the existing dining room, the addition is about 8 feet. You can see here on the very lower right of the dining room shows the 8-foot addition. So it's just basically elongating, and that's the only part that would require variance.
Was there any other way of considering how you might achieve the same thing without a variance?
No, because like we're kind of keeping the dining room where it is, the kitchen where it is, things kind of where they are, just kind of elongating to the back. So without kind of rearranging the whole house, there was really no way. And to indent that part of the house would not work functionally and would not help aesthetically. The house has kind of a gambrel Dutch roof line, and you can see from the rendering, we kind of did a nice job in just kind of tying it all in. So really an indentation would kind of throw everything off. So we went through, I don't know if we were out of order, but we went through Architectural Review Board already, and they were kind of happy with the solution. So then we, yeah, so really there was really no alternative for us.
Okay. Any other questions, board?
No.
Harry, anyone online or in YouTube?
Not, hang on one moment. There is one person attending. If you're interested in speaking, you can either type in chat or raise your digital hand. And there's no one on YouTube.
Yeah, there's one person listed as Bill Spade, 93 DeVoe Road.
I think he was for the first application, the extension.
Bill Spade was for the extension.
Yes.
He was. He was the architect of record, Eric, for the extension.
Oh, okay.
So that person online, Carrie, they did not raise
They
their.
didn't raise their hand. I'm just going to type them in a chat just in case.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a response.
Okay.
That's somebody who's listed as Elsie Maduris on the chat. So
Yes,
on
that's
the-
that's who I sent a message to. I
Okay.
will open up her line just in case. Elsie, I'll open up your line if you're interested in talking. Hi, your microphone is open if you have any comments.
Okay, I have no comments.
Okay, thank you.
Unfortunately,
It's okay.
okay, thank you.
Okay, let the record show that there was no one who wished to speak to this application other than the applicant themselves. I move that we close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
Yes?
Anthony Giardina,
Yes.
Harvey Bonaparte,
Yes,
Howard Dubs,
Yes.
Michael Nolan.
Yes.
Would like to make a motion.
I'll make a motion that the application of John Brolin for a two-story addition requiring a 7-foot side yard variance be approved for the following reasons. The existing residence is a legally existing non-conforming due to the position of the house on the lot. It's a triangular shaped lot, which creates many difficulties for positioning any kind of a building on it. It was positioned in the best place possible to give it to be as close to possible as conforming to the zoning, even though it did have a little bit of non-conformity to it. There is no other place where you could put this proposed addition that would be viable for the homeowner and or meet the zoning code with regard to side yard setbacks. The granting of the variance will not create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood. In this particular instance, the request is not substantial. There'll be no adverse effect to the physical environment of the neighborhood. Let's see, it's not a self-created hardship in that there was no other way you could do this without requiring a zoning variance. If you could give us foundation survey prior to framing and 6 months to start and 1 year to finish, we should get.
I'll second.
Is that timing okay with you, or do you need more time?
No, that's fine. We're ready to go.
Did
Chairman,
someone- Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jackie.
I thought,
We need a
did someone
second.
do the second?
I said second.
Okay,
Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
approved.
Anthony Giardina,
Approved.
Harvey Bonaparte,
Approved.
Howard Dubs,
Approved.
Michael Nolan.
Approved.
Okay, thank you. You have your variance.
Thanks for your time, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Okay.
I make a motion that we adopt the meeting minutes for May 27th, 2020, that meeting.
I'll second that we adopt as amended.
Chairman Kenneth Cooper,
Approve.
Anthony Giardina,
Approved.
Harvey Bonaparte,
Approved.
Howard Dubs,
Approved.
Michael Nolan.
Approved.
Okay. Thank you, Jackie, Carrie,
You're welcome.
Tom, Eric, Board.
Have
See
a
you
good
next
night.
Guys,
Thank you all. Have a good time. Good
talk to you
night.
soon.